Hey guys, so God gave me an amazing message that I just wanted to be obedient and share with you guys. And I pray that it is received in the spirit in which it is given. So tonight is where we decide whether we are transitioning power or we're keeping the same power as it relates to the United States. And one thing I just really want to stress is that regardless of our leader, we must understand that God ultimately gave us the amazing ability to lead ourselves. That's one thing that is very unique about humans in general, besides any other animal, is that we have the ability to choose. We have the ability to think. And with this power, we must yield it in a very intentional way. Yes, it's important as to who our leader is, but ultimately, regardless of who is at the head of the nation, the errant things that are happening in our hearts cannot be uprooted by any leader. If you still look at somebody else and you have hate in your heart, that's not something a president can change. That's something that you ultimately have to go to God about, and he'll help you uproot that hatred. Because you honestly shouldn't have hate in your heart about anybody, regardless of who it is. If you are very reliant on narcotics to escape your reality, that is something that a president can't really change. That's something that you have to go to God to and uproot that dependence on man-made things. If you have a dependence on another person, you can't live without this person. You find your self-worth in that person. That's not something a president can change. That's something that you have to go to God about, and he can uproot that and replace that bad self-image with a God image about how important you are, regardless of who this person is that you attach yourself to. If you look at somebody and you feel that you're better than them, regardless of their social status, regardless of their financial status, regardless of their skin color, that's something a president can't change. They can't change your ability to choose this attitude. That's something that you have to go to God about, and he has to help you uproot that. If every single night you go to bed crying because you are so upset, you're so frustrated with how life is going, that's not something a president can change, y'all. You have the ability to choose to not feel that way. It's only a decision. It's only a choice to just say, you know what? I'm not going to feel this way again. Whatever is leading me to feel this way, I rebuke it. And it's not going to win. It is not going to take control of my life. You have that choice. You have that choice. If you go home at night and you punch a hole in the wall because you're so upset with somebody, something, maybe you hit people. Maybe you have a seed of just destruction inside of you. That's not something a president can change. That's something that you have to go to God about, and he has to help you uproot that. The issues that we have that are on our hearts, we cannot expect another person to solve. They're your issues to solve. Yes, you can ask for counsel, you can ask for guidance, but at the end of the day, if you go to a mall and you cannot control how much you spend, that was something that was very big for me. You cannot control it because you find comfort not in God but in spending. If that is a problem for you, that's not something a president can solve. That's something that you have to look straight forward and face yourself. In order to live a prosperous life, we have to face these challenges that we ourselves are facing. We cannot pass the buck in responsibility. We have to take personal responsibility over what is happening in our lives. And we have to say, you know what? No more. That is not going to continue in my life. That is not going to happen in my life. If you have these thoughts of depression, of anxiety, of suicide, that's not something the president can change. That is something, again, you have to go to God about, and you have to uproot that. You have to uproot that spirit. That is a spirit that must come out. And if you do not face that, you're going to start to make emotional decisions with everything that you do. As it relates to our leader, whoever it is, if we look to them to solve our problems, it's never going to work, because God gave us the choice to run our lives, not them the choice to run our lives. That is the freedom that God gave us when He made us. That's the freedom that we have, is the ability to choose how we live our lives. And if we're dependent on somebody else to tell us how to feel, to tell us how to lead, to tell us how to live, that's a miserable life. You have the choice right now to move in an upward direction. You don't have to accept your life as it is. Yes, maybe you've been dealt a horrible hand. Maybe you didn't have a great childhood. Maybe you don't have a great adulthood. But you have the choice right now, at this very moment, to change that, to forever change that. And that is the freedom that God gave us. You don't have to live in a miserable way. You don't have to live this alter ego of when I'm at work, I'm this person. When I'm not at work, I'm that person. You can live an authentic life and choose to take personal responsibility of everything that happens to you. Whatever happens to you, you can decide to have an attitude that is going to continue to move you in an upward direction no matter what comes your way. That is the freedom that God gave us. And it's a freedom that is constantly under attack. It's a freedom that's constantly under attack because our feelings, our flesh is saying, man, this happened to me, that happened to me, and I just want to forget it all. I just want to do this. I just want to do what feels good. I don't want to go against the grain anymore. I get it. But you still have the choice to say, you know what? Although I feel that way, I'm not going to succumb to those feelings. I am going to take personal responsibility over my life. And I am going to say, you know what? Yes, I was once this way. I once let my emotions run my life. I'm not going to continue to feel this way, because when I feel this way, this happens. And I don't want that to happen anymore. So I'm going to take personal responsibility and control my life, because God gave me that choice. I pray that this message blessed you. I pray that it starts to get your those wheels in your mind turning. And just thinking, you know what? I don't need to depend on anybody to run my life. Because God gave me that choice to run my own life and to take personal responsibility of everything that happens to me. Regardless of what I'm dealt, I can choose to play that hand in the best way possible and still come out spotless, because that is who God says I am. That's not who they say I am. That's not who I say I am. That's who God says I am. And that's the authority that I have in Christ Jesus. Is that I can be dealt a horrible hand and still come out spotless, because ultimately He wins. And when I attach myself to Him, I win. So, God bless.